Hello, Schweiss.
Hello, Jock.
Can you just first tell us about this new deal you've signed to sail at the Lions?
Yeah, no, yes, like it's a great opportunity and honor, Jock, to have for the trust they have in me for another 2 years. So, with the young team we have and the right experienced guys, the future looks very good. So it's a big honor, and I thank God for the opportunity and that we can carry on and finish what we started.
Were there some doubts and thoughts of perhaps going abroad like so many players and coaches do nowadays, and had there been some offers maybe?
Yes, yeah, there's been opportunities, to be honest, Jock. That is a big world out there, but I after big consideration with my family and everyone, and my agent, James Adams, so we came to the conclusion that it's the right thing to stay, but that we haven't finished what we started. And that was basically the thing. It was never about other stuff that I read in the paper and stuff. It was never about that. It was about, they would know that, to do what we love and carry on with it. We've got 721s in the squad, imagine in 2 years' time. So that's all the stuff that stuck with me, and then working with a fantastic group of players. It's a special, you don't find it all. I can't think the kind of quality leaders we have in this team. It just makes it so nice, and I'm looking forward to come to work in the morning.
Yeah. So could we then see more of the older players staying with the Lions because of your decision?
Look, it's still their decision. Everyone must make up his own mind. I'll bless a player if he must go, and if he looks at his options, and it's that time of the year. I would just like us to settle as quickly as possible, that we know who's the coaches carrying on with us and who's the players. So yeah, look, that's what I want.
So what to you would mean job done, job complete? What would bring that kind of satisfaction?
Yeah, just to improve still what we're doing, and to play a better brand and make a difference in their lives, and see if we can then have a bonus, maybe get the right cups and stuff. But it's not about the cup, it's about reaching maximal potential in this team, and we're not there yet. We're striving to get there, but it looks very promising, I must say.
So as you speak about the youngsters in the squad and still in the system, what is your sort of overall vision for them in 2 years' time?
You got to look at the team and the individual. I love it when one of our youngsters come through and make it. There's nothing so fulfilling. The day when Malcolm come through our case, through our system, and the day you hear is a Springbok. To give you an example, that is very fulfilling. I'm an educator, I'm a teacher, and all my life, and that makes it. That makes it worth everything when you battle and lose, and that player comes through and he makes it. That's individual, and then the team. If you see there's not many stars, and suddenly it's like the puzzle just clicks together and they go. It's a feeling you can't describe, and that's why I'm so thankful that I can be involved with this.
So as your involvement with the Springboks, how does that still going to sort of affect you here by the Lions?
Christo, I'm so glad you're asking that. By the way, you're better, your shoulder better and everything good now.
Yeah.
Good to see you back.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and what was your question again, Christo?
I should be asking.
with the Springboks, Rassie wants me to do the attack there. That's after Super Rugby. I had one day I had to spend with him when we had a lineman camp. That was in our off week. But honestly now, I focus 100% on my job at hand and the line. So when that's finished, we'll have 2.5 months. There'll be 1 or 2 camps, and there'll be games. Then we focus on and that's Rassie's policy. I promise you guys that there's no interference at this stage. He wants us to focus on what the franchises are doing.
Schweiss, can I move to the match this weekend then? I see you've picked up Pee-wee at 13. Just your thoughts behind that decision, and then after you, Lionel, just your thoughts on playing next to him in the centres.
Yeah, firstly, I think you saw when he came on against the Sunwolves, he was right on song. He played 10 in his career as a schoolboy, and then he played a bit of 13, then full 15, played wing, became a Springbok winger. So he's a footballer, wherever you play him. That's one of those things. I think Lionel will tell you that if Lionel plays wing 12 or 13, maybe you should answer that. They all know the detail and they should slot in. When you have players in your team that can adapt, it makes it so much easier. So later we'll play him wing again, but there's certain concepts at 13 that is good for him. And it's good for his development. He's still a young player. We never know if his future maybe is wing or 13. At least we gave him a fair chance there.
Lionel, you've mainly played on the wing and at 13, and all of a sudden you're at 12. Just that swelled up.
I just love to play rugby. Give me the ball and I'll run. Yeah, I know it's going to be interesting. It's going to be exciting. AP came on against the Sunwolves on 13, and he's a natural footballer. And, we have to play with natural footballers. I think we only have one specialist in our back line, maybe Arten, but he can also slot in at 12 as well. Yeah, it's good to obviously just play rugby again, play good rugby again, and we're just looking forward to it.
You're up against two sort of very settled players there in the Sharks team, though, who are 12 and 13, and you guys have now got you at a new position and a few in a new position. That's a bit of a risk, or not so?
Opportunity more than a risk. We love opportunities. We're looking forward to it. There's going to be a challenge. We love challenges. And like I said, AP is a natural footballer. We have a lot of footballers in our back line, and it's like easy for us to adapt to one another. So this week, so far, this training has been good. I believe we had a good week so far, good 2 days. So I'm really confident going into this weekend.
So you have kind of bring back from injury. It's been quite a while since he's been on the park. Obviously, that freak injury at the park camp. How much of a boost does he bring in terms of go forward ball in the forwards? Because he is your probably your main ball carrier, and with the addition of Malcolm next to you, how much of a boost is that having Kyle back?
No, massive boost. Kyle is just one of those. He's such a team man. He doesn't say much, but he talks on the field. So it's so great to have him back, and you can feel the aura around him. When I announced the team and I read his name, there was a nice vibe, within the team, and you always know when you pick the right guy at the right time and the guys react like that, that makes it special. So I hope that answers your question.
And probably Lionel, also for yourself, it's 99 Super Rugby games. It hasn't been the easiest journey. If you look back at the start of your career, the Cheetahs, and then everything that went on through, how much of a milestone, how much of a big meaning does this mean for you?
To be honest, I'm not even thinking about the 99th game. Probably could have been 100. But it's been a roller coaster, but it's been a good roller coaster. I mean, obviously, probably injuries at most, but obviously you get through them, and that happens in the game. I think about that too much. The moment is just playing good rugby, and this is an important year for us. We've been doing good the last couple of years, and obviously want to build on that. So the moment is just all about serving the team, and actually not just myself. I have to better myself to serve the team, so that's what I'm focusing on.
Malcolm, I think if you ask most genuine rugby followers what would be one of their most ultimate challenges, they would say Malcolm Marx against Sacher van der Merwe, giving the thing where he came from as well. Now that it's not going to happen, are you in a way glad or sad about it?
To be honest, a bit sad. It's nice to challenge yourself against a player like Aka, to be honest. He always keeps you on your toes, and obviously you can see throughout his performances throughout the season how well he's been playing, in last year as well, and the year before that, and even when he was at the Lions. He's a great player and he's a great guy to measure yourself against, because he always brings out the best in you.
Malcolm, what's the mood like, and what are your thoughts around coming off a bye into another match on a Friday?
I think the bye maybe came at the right time, because a couple of guys carrying a few little niggles, and which in the bye week I think we managed to sort out. So I think it came at the right time. The guys, I think, needed the break mentally as well after 6 weeks on the trot. So I think it did us good. And Monday and Tuesday, Monday and today went really, really well at training. So I think it went well.
And that's just your thoughts around Carl, is a guy that you've come a long way with next after coming back now?
Yeah, well, I've been at school with Carl and Dylan since grade 8, so I mean, it's nice to see him coming back after a 7-month injury, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. He looks more ready than ever, to be honest.
What do you think he's going to add to the team that you perhaps haven't had up to now? And that's no light on the players you have been playing.
It's hard to say because the players that have been playing have been performing really well, whether they're playing out of position or in position. So yeah, Carl brings a different aspect to the game. Like Coach Sway said, he doesn't talk much, he does all he's doing on the field.
So the Sharks have a short turnaround this week. Obviously, it's a Friday night game. Does that sort of throw the cat amongst the pigeons in terms of preparation? I mean, how do you normally deal with it? Do you see it as a big deal or not?
We're so used to the shorter week or the longer week. I don't think it's got to influence Liam anymore. You know, it's a case of you got to just adapt and do it. Sometimes it's good for you to keep momentum, especially if you don't have injuries and the guys played well. Then it helps a lot. Then you want to keep the momentum. And sometimes when you battled a bit, maybe you need a bit of a break just to clear the minds. But you can never say. We've had great games after a 4-day turnaround or 5-day turnaround, and we had even better days after a bye week. So you know that's not a thing that we even worry about or think about.
And it's not trickier because it's 2 derbies, back to back for them.
No. You know we're in a competition. And you want to win games, and it's a game at a time. So that the derby thing is not. Look, I can tell you from them, it's going to be very physical. If you want to know that, that's how they want to take us on and play, and that's how I know they prepare. But we're ready.
But also on that same note, you guys have also taken note of what happened with them in that last scrum against the Bulls on Saturday. So you feel maybe that's an area where they could be vulnerable in the scrums, especially without.
No whatsoever. I think they had a man short at that stage, didn't they? And it was right at the end. We got the win result against the Rebels with the scrum like that. So there was 79 minutes before a lot of things happened. I think that was just one of those scrums where the Bulls just hit them off guard.
So you sense maybe a bit of desperation from them? They've lost 2 home games, which I'm sure they didn't want to do. So.
Yeah, they're going to be desperate. We know what's coming.
Sways, I know he's probably explosive enough to be considered a backline player, but technically the bench is a 6-2 split. Is that sort of like an indication of what you guys are expecting in terms of the Sharks' onslaught, that it might be structured and physical?
No, I think, is it so? I was hoping you didn't see that. Okay, so they all pick it up then as well. Yeah, no, look, there's 1 or 2 of the guys up front that can play in the back line as well. So it's more a case of, let's leave it there.
So, was we really leave it there?
Ja, they're gonna to use Afrikaans, hulle gaan blerrie hard kom voor. So ons moet reg wees.
How much of a threat do you expect from them? Because you know it's obviously a derby and they're under pressure. And you guys come out from a bye. How much of a threat do you expect?
No, it's going to be a very tough game. It will be an arm wrestle right to the end. I predict. Their whole back line plays Springbok rugby, and then I think most of their pack as well. You look at their loose forwards and you go from Beast amount of catch he has and Cooney, and you carry on, you know, the Priya brothers, and they've got so many Estrays and there's a massive mammoth 12, you know, he's huge and he runs hard, so they're very good. They're an excellent team and they're well coached, and it's going to be really tough.
Sways, the Lions have lost both their derbies. And the Sharks have lost all 3 days. Does that add up also something extra?
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, we you know, the one down in Western Province could have gone both ways. In fact, at the 83rd minute, we were still in front and lost it in the 84th. So that's how close it is. I don't think you can read too much into the results. The Bulls came and taught us a rugby lesson, as I said, after they beat us, 30-12. So they pumped us properly. So yeah, that we're not taking too much into that. You know, the scores are weird. You look at the Sunwolves now. We'll go and beat the Sunwolves. They go and beat the Chiefs, or the who did they play the weekend? The Waratahs, and then it's not adding up. I think it's it's just very confusing who's going to win on a given day. The side that pitches, it looks like.
So it's just lastly on your bench, Sylvian and Wadisile, you've bracketed them. When are you going to make a call and why have you bracketed them?
It's just, I just want to make 100% sure in my mind for the kind of game we want to play, especially in the latter stages of the game. You know, and don't want to go too much into that, Jock, if you don't mind. You know, it's more tactical than anything else.
So it's just talking about tactical. He made a very good impression in Singapore, but what is appealing to you about Ruan Vermaak at number 8?
Yeah, just about Ruan Vermaak, and he's like the rest of our youngsters. Firstly, our junior coaches did a great job with these guys because they understand how we play. They slot in like a glove. And Ruan Vermaak, if you play him, he's one of those few guys that is as comfortable at 8, at 7, 4 or 5. And, you know, from his Mona's days, that came through. He's just, I want to predict it that if he's not injured and he stay humble, and it doesn't go to Z, which I believe it won't, because he is a humble guy. He's gonna go all the way. It's just a matter of time. He's really, really a talented player.
Awesome. Are you finished? Do you want to ask your question now?
I have a few, but I was hoping to be one-on-ones.